Hey guys, Tiffany Ofili Porter here, where I discuss all things life after sport. We have part 5 in the Loctician Speaks series. I am here with Melissa. We are doing a retightening and we are going to have a conversation today about her journey to Sisterlocks. And it'll be really cool to hear from someone who is a loctician and who personally has Sisterlocks, kind of what got her there, why she chose to get them, and I can give a little bit more about my story and my journey as well. You ready, Melissa?
I am.
All right, let's go ahead and just get started.
Okay, so I guess what made me decide to get Sisterlocks was, I had loose natural hair for over 15 years. Love my loose natural hair, but if you've ever had it, you know it's not easy to manage. People think that it is, but it's not. And so you really have to find your routines and things like that. And I was just tired of getting my hair braided, just always having to find something new to do. So I had been researching Sisterlocks for a minute, probably for about 5 years before I actually took the leap. And I think the only thing that pushed me to do it was because my best friend called me and was like, she'd have made an appointment. And so I said, you know what? You're not getting them without me. So I went and made me an appointment too. And here I am 8 years later.
So when you said you were doing research, were you watching videos on YouTube similar to this about people's stories? Or?
Just about what Sisterlocks are. And they actually have, Dr. Caldwell actually has videos on YouTube that she's produced, that she's put out there.
Wow, see,
so I watched
didn't
those.
Know that.
So when I actually went to my consultation and she had me look at the videos, I had already seen them because I had already watched them.
See, I'm gonna have to go check them out. So does she like breaks down what Sisterlocks are and just gives information?
She goes over it, yeah.
Wow, see, we learn something new every day. If I can get my hands on those videos, I'll make sure that I link those down in the description box for anybody who might be considering getting Sisterlocks as well. So for you, I guess the impetus was just seeing your friend do it and you were like, I'm joining in.
Yes, because I had been researching for so long, and like they say, research analysis causes paralysis.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where I was stuck. So she got me unstuck.
Listen, and I bet you probably thank her to this very day.
Oh, yes, I do. Absolutely.
We'll talk a little bit about your journey post your establishment and kind of how these past 8 years have been. But I also just want to talk a little bit about how people in your life responded to you telling them you were going to get Sisterlocks. Was it a big deal to folks, or did nobody really care that much?
Well, to be honest, I didn't tell nobody I was going to go get them. I just went and got them done.
Good for you.
And then they just kind of saw me. I think about like after a year of me having them, my mom wanted them. And so now she's got Sisterlocks, which that's why I actually became a loctician, was to learn how to maintain her hair so she didn't have to keep driving up here, because that's a 2-hour drive for her.
I got you. I got you. So that was kind of the birth of your loctician journey.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, when I was looking into Sisterlocks, I started looking back in 2014, and I didn't actually get them until 2018. So similar to you, it took me some time to actually decide if Sisterlocks were going to really be for me. And I think the thing that kind of stopped me, because I loved the idea of them. I'm like, I love wearing my natural hair. I love the authenticity that comes along with Sisterlocks. I love just all of the benefits, but I was just scared of that awkward phase.
Yeah.
I was very, I guess, erroneously thinking that they were going to not allow me to have versatility in my hair. And by the way, if you guys haven't seen my previous video about the 5 myths about Sisterlocks debunked, make sure you check it out, because I do touch on that huge myth that you can't have versatility when you lock your hair, because in my experience, it has been the complete opposite. Yeah. Exactly. I do so many different styles with my locks, but I believe some of those lies, and I just kind of felt like, oh, that's kind of radical to go get locks.
And then they're so permanent.
Yeah, exactly. I was the girl who likes to switch my hair every 5 days or every few days. So I'm like, if this is a permanent situation and I have to actually commit to this, otherwise I have to cut my hair off. Does this really fit my lifestyle?
So how flexible are they really?
Exactly. Like all of these things going on in my head, and that's why it took me literally 4 years to actually go and get that consultation appointment and take the plunge.
Right.
Now, I didn't really talk about it with anybody in my family because they definitely wouldn't understand. Even to this very day, my mom looks at my hair and she likes it now because I think I've gotten a little bit of hang time and I can do all these cute styles. I've shown the range that Sisterlocks have had, but for her, she just thought I was like crazy. She's like, oh, here goes Tiffany again with her radical behavior. She's just so different from all my other children. And now sometimes she's like, just like a little bit curious now. My mom would never get Sisterlocks herself. I will say that. But, you know, my family just didn't really understand it at first. And I think that's something to be said, that not everybody is going to understand your own Sisterlock journey and what gets you to that point. But just stay true to what is important to you and what you value. And if you want them, be like Melissa and just go get it done. No need to discuss it with everybody.
No, what did your husband think?
My husband liked them. So it's funny because I've been with my husband since I've been 17 years old, and I was the wig girl. I'd wear one wig on a Monday, on a Tuesday a different wig. I'd have braids, sew-ins, afros, like just literally change my hair all the time. And when I got him, he was like, wow, so you're really doing this? And I was like, yeah, I'm really doing this. By this point, we were married and he liked them. And I had to actually kind of, you know, kill some of the demons and the misconceptions in my head. I'm like, is he just really saying that he likes them, or does he actually like them? Is he just trying to make me feel better? He's like, no, babe, I would not tell you I like them if I didn't like them. And that is very true about my husband. He's gonna keep it real with you, especially if you ask him his opinion. And now he's like, I couldn't even imagine you with a wig on. Like, that's just so far removed from our lives. Right. And another key thing for me that was really important, I think, when I started to kind of envision my life as a mother. So I eventually had my daughter in 2019. I got my locks in 2018. And I just started to kind of go through a little bit of a self-discovery stage where it was like, how am I going to tell my future daughter? At that point, I didn't know if I was going to have a daughter or a son. How am I going to tell my future daughter to love herself, to embrace her natural beauty, to not have to put a wig on, not have to put a weave on, not have to hide behind something to feel worthy or beautiful or desirable or all of these things? And I was like, if I'm doing the thing that I'm telling her not to do, we mirror the behavior, and children listen to us, and children are always listening. So that was a key part of me just taking the plunge and kind of like finding this new self-love journey so I can kind of help impart that to my future children.
Right. That's a big one. Would you lock your daughter's hair?
I would not lock my daughter's hair right now. She's only 5, and she actually has told me.
Well, what if she come to you?
She literally has already asked, Mommy, I want Sisterlocks just like
you. Won't do it?
Here's the reason why I wouldn't, because I am such a fan of Sisterlocks. I mean, come on, like, I love them, and I encourage anybody who's considering them to do them. So let me be very clear about that. However, the reason why I do hesitate to do that to my daughter's hair is just because she's only 5, and it is permanent, right? It is. And I would hate for her to grow up at 12 or 13 or even 16 and be like, oh, I want to cut them off and start wearing wigs and weaves like the other girls. So let me be clear, I do not judge anybody for your choice of hairstyle. If you like the wigs, the edges, the perms, and all of these different things, sis, do you. We are not here to judge or to shame anybody. But I just wanted I need my daughter to be a little bit older to really fully grasp, first of all, the commitment and the everything that comes along with Sisterlocks, the permanence of them.
Okay. Because there was a girl, she was 5 when her mom put them in her hair, and she's an adult now and she still has them.
Really?
And her hair is like all the way down, and she has beautiful hair.
I'm not surprised.
She has beautiful hair.
I'm not surprised. And my daughter's hair grows very fast. She has very pretty hair. So I know that if she were to get locks, baby, you wouldn't be able to tell her nothing like 4 years. Yeah. I just also think about the maintenance that goes into Sisterlocks.
It is a lot of maintenance.
So having to bring my 5-year-old every 6 weeks.
I agree.
We talked about the importance of having those regular retirement appointments. Having to bring my daughter every 4 to 6 weeks to sit down for 6 hours.
Well, if it takes that long for her, but still, she might not even want to sit there for 2 hours.
Exactly.
Because I don't know how long you take to do her hair, but
Not
or
that
how
long.
she is, but yeah.
She's a 5-year-old. She has a short attention span, so certainly that wouldn't be really feasible at this point. But I'm not against it. I definitely see the beauty in locking children's hair because all of the benefits that we experience as adults, children experience as well. I mean, the confidence, the freeing of time, the embracing your authenticity, and
then the things that we can do with our hair. Like, you have so many little girls that parents are out here putting all this weave in their hair now so they can get them ponytails that they see everybody else at school with. Baby would already have ponytails because she got her Sisterlocks.
Exactly.
And it's hers.
Yeah. Wait, so do you have any clients that are children?
I do not. Okay. I do not, but I do have know of clients who do children's hair.
Okay. Now, 8 years later, after having gotten your establishment, Melissa, can you kind of speak to some of the pros and cons that you have experienced in your life as having Sisterlocks?
Okay, well, just to start off with the cons, because I don't really have very many cons.
Okay.
The cons for me would just be, I guess, the amount of time that it takes to get your hair done. Because like, it does take me about 3 hours to get my hair done. And sometimes you just don't feel like sitting for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then also, too, the pricing can be something. Because sometimes it can cost me a pretty penny to have to, get your hair done. And you just don't want to pay that much.
Yeah.
But other than that, I absolutely love my hair. I just love the versatility with it. I don't have to think about what it is I'm going to go do with my hair today. I don't feel like I ever have any bad hair days anymore.
Yep. I agree wholeheartedly with that. And again, referring to that Myths of Sisterlocks video, definitely check that out because I really break down a lot of this conversation and a lot of the myths that are associated with Sisterlocks. There is some truth to those beliefs. So I do think that could be a useful video for someone early on in their journey. But I 100% do agree with you that the amount of time, because it takes me longer than 3 hours. It takes me about 6 hours for my retightenings, but when we're here, we are productive. For me, it's a form of self-care. Just being able to have somebody doing my hair, I can relax. I can actually do some work from my phone. I can sleep. I was sleeping at the first half of this retightening today.
And be away from your kids for a minute.
I mean, really and truly, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm with my kids 24/7.
Gives you a break.
Yes, it certainly does. So whereas that might be a con for someone, I can find it as a pro in certain other instances. But I do agree with you that the price definitely does add up. But again, I mean, if you look at it,
playing it, I would keep
100% keep paying it, and it offsets. You know how much it costs to get a custom wig these days?
Okay.
Do you know how much it costs to go and get an installation of braids?
All the hair care products.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Yes.
All your hair tools that you use and accessories. Yeah.
And then even the amount of time that I remember how extensive my wash day routine used to be with my loose.
Oh my God. Hair. I do not miss that
at all.
I do not. And I can only imagine your days.
Man, because I've always had a lot of hair, so my wash days have always been extremely excessive. So even though you do have to factor in the price that you are paying for the locks and for the retightening of them, it offsets on the time that you are freeing up from so many other areas of hair care.
And that was one of the things too that kind of made me jump into it is I literally sat down and added up how much I spent on my hair every month compared to me. I go get mine done every 4 weeks.
Okay.
Because I just like mine done every 4 weeks. And so I calculated that to see what the price is. And to be honest, even with the amount that I pay, it probably still comes about the same price, if not sometimes less.
Really? See, I've actually never sat down and done the cost benefit analysis, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a similar situation for me as well. Do you mind sharing how much you pay for your retightening?
I pay $170.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, I pay $170.
Yeah. So, I mean,
because it takes her 3 hours to do my hair.
And with her clients because she charges based off of the time, correct?
Yeah, because she has clients sometimes that come in right after me, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 2-hour clients probably would pay less than what you.
Oh yeah, because her base starts at $135.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah. To be honest, just Having Sisterlocks has been incredibly freeing for me. My largest regret is having not done them sooner. You see this hang time I have now. Imagine if I would have started them in 2014. They'd be down to my back by now.
Man.
Can't wait until they just grow super long, just for me to see that length. And I actually might end up cutting it eventually as well, because I do like kind of the length that I am at right now.
Girl, it gets so hot.
Yeah, especially in the summertime. I definitely do agree with that. So with your wash day routine, do you use a lot of products now or just shampoo and conditioner?
I just use shampoo and conditioner. And then like when I first started out, like I would say for like the first like 3 years of my lock journey, I stuck with Sisterlock products. Yeah. That's all I use with Sisterlock products. I'm like, if I'm going to pay for a name brand, then I'm going to do, I'm going to go full out and stick to the brand's recommendations.
Yeah. I've talked about the braiding and banding method that you have to kind of do in the beginning of your Sisterlock journey once you've gotten them installed.
That actually didn't bother me because I still kind of do it.
Really?
Because I love braid outs. And so I usually do it after my hair is wet. For a while, I used to continue to braid it. I don't so much anymore. Like I might still braid like around my edges because sometimes they're still kind of loose, but for the most part, no. And I just do it after.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I loved it. I still braided. I braided band for, oh my God, for some years.
Really?
I did. It probably was about a good 5-6 years.
Oh my goodness. The minute my locks. For those of you who are new here, braiding and banding is essentially where you braid your locks in sections and put rubber bands kind of on each section. And this is what you have to do during wash routines to prevent unraveling or, the fraying of the locks when they're like baby locks or the starter locks. And they tell you once your locks established, you no longer have to do that.
Matured for you.
Yeah. Yes. Now, I have 4C, very coarse and thick hair, so my locks established very early. And when I tell you the first day I could stop braiding and banding, I quit. I couldn't imagine doing it for 5 years.
I loved it because I love the braid outs. I do. I get so much volume and I like big hair.
I love big hair.
I love big hair.
I can relate to that. So at this point, 8 years in, would you say you have any regrets?
No.
Okay.
Nope, I'm like you. I tell everybody, get you some Sisterlocks.
Listen.
The only thing with my regret was taking too long. Go get you some Sisterlocks.
Yes, it has been a game changer for me.
Microlocs, just go get some locks.
Yes.
They don't even have to be Sisterlocks. Just go get some locks.
And you know what? Asking you that question about regrets kind of got me thinking. I will say now, even though it's easy to say this now on the other side as somebody who has the volume and the big hair, because I love that. And I'm similar to you where I love volume. Knowing what I know now about locks, if I were to get them established today, would I get them as small?
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would say. I probably would have gotten them a little bit bigger because of the density and the thickness of my hair. I probably could have still established that volume that I was looking for without having to sit 6 hours for my retirement.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree on that one. And you can still, if you wanted to, we could always combine yours where you can get the larger locks so you're not taking so long. But there's still ways to always do that. I would have gotten them larger.
On your head or on mine?
On mine.
Okay, so we're similar in that way.
But mine so much is not necessarily because of the time it takes to get my hair done, but because I be wanting to wear lock jewelry. And because of my hair is like really like fluffy kind of like, and like light, the jewelry gets buried in my hair.
Okay.
Because the jewelry's heavy.
I got you.
And so you don't see it.
I got you.
But if I had larger locks, then it would sit on the outside of my hair.
Yeah. No, that is so real.
My thing is understanding what you would want to do with your hair helps you understand how you want to establish it.
Yes. Yes. Would you at this point ever combine locks to make them larger?
No, I'm here now.
Exactly. And the fact that mine are so small gives me an extra layer of versatility.
I was just about to say that too. When
really
they're smaller, we can do more with our hair.
Yes, and I actually, at first, I will say on my lock journey, I did not do a lot of hairstyles. I kind of just wore them down, kept it simple. But now that I've like learned more about locks and all that comes with it, I definitely do a lot of hairstyles. But it certainly is easy to say, oh, I would have done this differently, but then if you lose that versatility, would you have liked them as much as you did in the first place? So kind of a catch-22.
Yeah.
And I do want to touch on something that I mentioned before. So Melissa is technically my third, I guess you could say fourth, because I had 2 people do my establishment Loctician that I've had. Because somebody came in my comments and they were like, 6 hours for a retightening? What are y'all doing?
Okay.
Melissa does not move slow, okay? If it had been maybe her and all of my other Locticians did it in 2 hours, then maybe I'd be like, okay, maybe she's the issue. But no, I have always had to sit 6 hours for my retightenings for all 3 of my Locticians because of the number of locks that I have. So
you just have very dense hair.
Yeah.
And in order for us to keep your grid, we got to separate that hair and get it back into the lock.
Yeah. So definitely anybody out there on their journey, whether you're at the beginning, middle, or end, I think it is just important to really know what it is that you are getting yourself into, because people just say, oh, I want Sisterlocks. I had one of my homeboys hit me up like, I want Sisterlocks. And I'm like, oh, but it comes with its own level of stuff. If you don't think you can commit to that every 4 to 6 week retirement schedule, don't get Sisterlocks. If you don't think you want to commit to paying a loctician to sit there and do those 3 to 6 hour retightenings, depending on how many locks you have, don't get Sisterlocks. So I just hope that this video was useful. I know we started off talking about our journey, but we definitely did drop some gems in there that hopefully you can take with you and use however you will. I do want to thank Melissa for always being so cooperative and happy to join in on these conversations.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let me know down in the comments if you guys want us to do any other video on this topic to kind of elaborate on any points, or even just to continue on in this Loctician Speaks series. I definitely do respond to everybody in the comments. I love chatting with you guys. Hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.